My first job in Britain was at a school where I was classed as the SATS booster teacher, the SATS being the national curriculum test that they have in the UK. And my job pretty much was to withdraw groups of children, and these were children who were in year 2, so they hadn't even sat an exam before, and most of these children were 7 to 8 years old, and I would withdraw them and teach them the test pretty much. As a whole school, the staff in particular felt that so much rested on this one test, even from the really younger grades. When I was teaching reception, which are 4-year-olds, and year 1, which are 5-year-olds, part of my job was to predict what the SAT score was going to be for those children. So even though they didn't sit those exams until they were 7 or 8 years old, I had to give a prediction of where those children were going to come out when they were still 4 or 5 years old. As the test time came near, the teachers felt that this very crowded curriculum, things had to go just to get ready for the test. So these teachers were very dedicated teachers, really trying hard to give the students a balance, but they said there's just no way around it. Like, they felt that pressure of having to perform well. Schools weren't ranked just according to national results, they were also categorised into boroughs or learning education authorities, and we are compared to the local schools. So if you know that you're trying really hard to come out of a bad situation, and you're really making improvements in the school, but your school is still ranked at the bottom or near the bottom of the ladder, I mean, that's just devastating. It's devastating to the teachers, it's devastating to the parents, and if the children are old enough to understand, they think, well, you know, we tried our best and this is where our school ends up. If a school's not performing well and they get ranked poorly, it just ruins the reputation of that school. It can take an instant for a school to lose a good name, and it can take years and years to rebuild that good name. I've been in schools where there's over 80% overseas teachers, so if a school is performing badly, or if it's ranked quite low, or it has even a bad reputation for whatever reason, we have teachers who come in from overseas, teach there for a short amount of time and go travelling, or they teach there for a year or 2 and go back to their own countries. One school I worked at in particular, and it was in a very low socio-economic area, and sometimes I felt we just did what we could to get through the day, especially with so many children in the class. And I think to help a community like that, it wasn't effective to have them ranked 99 out of 100 on a league table. Money needed to be put into helping the community, helping the school to help the community, helping the parents support their children, having other programs in place to support the teachers and the children in the class. The league tables in Britain pretty much have turned the national tests not as a mark of measure of how the children are doing, they're just used as a way to measure schools against each other. Now, if we were to adopt that system and use that system here, we would use our NAPLAN results not to highlight children who need the help, not to highlight areas within a school that needs support or improvement. It would just become a competition, and that would be it. It would be us competing with other schools, trying to get the enrolments, trying to win parents over, and then that has nothing to do with the well-being of the children or the whole education approach of the child.